Welcome to another episode of Will There Be Cake? I'm your host, Amber Simpson, and with me, my co-host, Robert Lamb.
That's me.
And welcome back, Adam Iben.
Hey, guys.
I forget your full name.
That's why.
I'm an asshole.
Zane Bowman.
Yeah!
Hey, everybody.
I guess I could have just said first names and went with it that way.
That's true.
My bad.
Welcome back, guys.
Good to be back.
Do you like how I introed the way you do? Will there be cake?
Yeah, because I
feel like it's like-
I did the same dance thing.
I feel like
you
it's
did
like a
last
game
time.
show.
Big difference, though, is he remembers the guests' names.
Yeah, I'm an asshole. I'm sorry. Listen, I don't know you like that. I remember your last name. You only said it like 3 times in the last 2 months.
Yeah, only 3 times in the last. You need to say at any time we hang out. You need to say your full
Yeah,
name.
you need to be like,
Introduce yourself.
hey,
I'm Zane Bowman, and I'm going to use the restroom.
Bowman.
Thank you, Zane Bowman.
Thank you.
Zane Bowman, use the restroom.
Zane Bowman. Now I'm never going to forget
Vote
it,
for
so.
Zane Bowman. This guy uses the bathroom.
And washes his hands.
Washes it for 20 seconds.
In warm water.
Okay,
Ooh.
with soap.
Up to the elbows?
Shit. I knew I was forgetting something.
Up to the all the way up to the shoulders.
All the way up to the neck.
Nice.
Oh.
And then down to the nips.
That's right.
That's how I watch
Sometimes a
it.
little farther.
That's just a shower. You're taking a shower.
Yeah,
Like,
at
that's not,
that point.
it's not washing hands anymore.
So that's why people
It's
look
a
at me
bath.
funny in the Taco Bell restaurant.
You're like sitting in the sink, just washing your body.
Speaking of washing your hands, today has nothing to do
I was
with
gonna
that.
say, okay, good. Try to link this one.
What is today, Robert Lamb?
I don't know. Oh yeah, I do. Today we are celebrating. Get this.
Ooh.
Drive-in movie day.
What?
This is all about them drive-in movies that are so popular nowadays.
Yeah.
I
there's-
remember them.
There's so
Yeah.
many.
Yeah, how like 300 left?
325.
Wow.
325. Look at that fact checker right there.
Well, Zane's always known that. That's the
Mhm.
the one
I
piece of
keep
track of
information.
them.
Every time one drops off,
Oh, take that one off the list.
324.
324. That's
Man.
kind of a lot.
That's a lot more than I actually thought there were.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
I mean, that's a decent one.
Like
That's
6.5 per state?
Yeah.
I wonder how the half figure
Well-
works. Is it like on the state border? Or
wouldn't
do
it
they
be a
just
little
show-
less than 6? No.
Do they just show half the movie in one state and the other half in the other? Or is it just
Yeah.
half a screen?
No, it's half of a
Half
screen.
a screen.
It's half of a screen, and then the other half is in the other state.
There's 3 within driving distance
Well,
From us?
of us. Yeah, one
really,
in Tampa.
any in the United States would be within
Yeah, you're
some
right.
manner of driving distance.
I mean, like, not really.
Not if they're all on the East Coast.
Comfortably
you can
driving.
drive there.
Though. I mean, you could definitely Hawaii. Got him. Got him.
Shut up.
Yeah. No, I mean,
I don't think I've ever been to any around us though.
I haven't been to any of the ones that are still around, but there used to be one literally right down the street,
I know.
me.
I remember that.
and that one was.
Isn't the building like the
now?
layout
Well,
of it still there?
no, they tore it down and they built like a school or something. I
Jesus.
don't know. Like, yeah.
Useless.
Okay, that's what we need more in this country: education. You know what I mean? I think we need more big screens that you can watch outside in the heat of the Florida summer.
Who
I've-
doesn't want that?
I've never been to one in Florida. I grew up in Ohio. And we used to go a lot when I was a kid.
Yeah, the weather's probably a little bit like cooler and nicer.
A lot bit.
Yeah, a lot bit.
A lot, but
Yeah, here it's a little bit too hot sometimes,
Mhm.
especially during the summer. But I remember we would go in like the fall and winter, and like especially at that time there's not a lot of rain, whereas like
Yeah,
the spring and
yeah.
summer it rains all the time. So like when I used to go when I was younger, sometimes they would get rained out because you couldn't even see. But we would turn on the windshield wipers, and I'm like, this sucks. Like trying to watch a movie through windshield wipers. Like, I don't know. I mean, it's the experience. That's what you're going for.
right. So today's all about bringing awareness to the fact that there's still dozens of them open and operating all over the U.S.
Do you think they'll eventually all disappear, though?
I hope not.
Yes,
I have not been supporting them, but
I know. Me neither.
it's such a cool experience, you know?
It is really cool.
Has anybody gone to the ones here?
Not here, no. I forget where I went, actually, but I went and saw Nightcrawler. That was the last one I watched.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was really cool.
No, I like that movie.
Yeah, it was a really good movie.
The last one I can remember is the Rugrats movie double feature with Dracula Dead and Loving It after that. And that was 1996 or something like that. That was an interesting one.
I don't really remember the last one I went to. I want to say I was like 18, 19, maybe 20. And I don't remember a lot about those years, especially social gatherings outside.
Yeah, right.
There used to be this really cool one in Brooksville, Ohio. It was called Melody 49. It was right on State Route 49. It might even still be operating. I really don't know, but they would have 2 separate screens, so they would play 4 movies every night.
Mm-hmm.
So you go in, you pick which one you want to watch first, and then you could either stay at that screen or you could drive to the other side of the field.
Nice.
Use the other.
The
screen.
one I went to had multiple screens because I remember you could look over and see what the other one was.
Or if you
playing.
started one movie and didn't like it, you
you
could
just
wander over
drive
the other
over.
one.
Yeah, I remember it was always like they charged you. You could hide in your car and not get
That's
charged for
my
as many.
My mom
Yeah,
used to take like a bunch of us kids, and then she would just be like, hide under our covers. And then we would hide under, like 6 of us would hide under the cover.
Oh,
Yep.
Jesus.
We did that too.
We didn't have a lot of money back then, Amber Simpson, okay? And we all wanted to have fun.
Fair.
Don't deny us the fun.
Do you remember what the last movie you saw?
Apollo 13.
Oh.
What year was that?
95?
I think it was 95, yeah.
Something like that.
So that was so then mine was around the same time as the last one. I did see Jurassic Park in
Ooh. That's a cool one to see.
That was a pretty
at
good
drive-in.
one. Yeah. So that was 93. Yeah.
The first drive-in I remember going to was Ghostbusters.
Nice.
Oh, really?
Very vivid memories of that. Going to my dad's old step van and pulling in and opening the back doors, and
Right. Just
we're all sitting in the back on the plywood floor and sleeping bags, eating the Planters cheese balls out of the can and drinking grape soda and orange soda.
That's the best. It's like actually like laying out and watching it
Yeah, I
rather
agree.
than
Sitting in your
sitting in
car
the
in
car
the
looking
driver's
through
seat.
the
Yeah.
Even like
The
when
windshield.
when we were older, we would take a little boom box and lawn chairs and just sit outside and enjoy
Right.
the weather.
That's the better way. I've never been to one that was like on loudspeakers. The ones was always like tune your radio to.
Yeah,
oh,
but
really?
Yeah.
See, no, I had the ones where you would take it off the pole. There would
Mhm.
be like a speakers on
Oh,
the pole,
really?
and you would take it off and then hook it to your car.
Yep.
And you could roll up the window a little bit if you wanted to hang on your window or something. But yeah,
I'm pretty
That's
sure
right.
those they still broadcasted on AM/FM.
they might
'Cause
have.
The ones,
Yeah.
the ones we went to had those cans.
I mean,
but
Nightcrawler
we-
wasn't that long ago, and mine was radio. You turned to the
Right.
radio.
like I said, we'd bring boom boxes and
Just turn it.
just tune it to the radio. It was cool too because like you could not really watch the movie, but just wander around. You could hear
Mhm.
it from everybody else's stereo.
Yeah, like I remember going to like get snacks and stuff,
Mhm.
and like the movie's playing, and you can kind of just hear all everybody's like speakers playing, and
Yep.
like that was cool. Yeah, it's more of the experience, I think, than like
Absolutely.
actually. Because if you like really want to pay attention to the movie, drive-in's probably not your best bet. Like if you're like really there to like be like a film critic and like study the film, and I don't know, it's more for like big budget blockbusters and stuff. I think just having fun, or horror films. Every time you see a drive-in movie in
That's
like
true.
a movie,
It's
like an
always a
actual
horror.
movie, then it's always like a horror film they're watching.
Like
Or
Twister.
Twister, yeah.
Pee-wee's-
Twister.
Pee-wee's Big Adventure at the end. They were watching it at a drive-in theater.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Yeah, Twister. I think they watched The Shining,
Mm-hmm.
and then I just watched Scary Movies to Tell in the Dark, or Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
How was that?
It was alright.
Okay.
They did.
They go to a drive-in.
Yeah, there's a drive-in part, and they're watching Night of the Living Dead. But when that movie, like when you're watching it, it's so out of order. They're not watching it. That's not real. They're playing the ending
screwed
before
up.
the beginning. Yeah, nice try. Scary Stories. I have been to like the park downtown where they like
Oh yeah. I mean, that's not
inflatable.
Does that count
inflatable
as a
screen.
drive-in?
No, but I'm saying like that's like an outdoor
It's
thing.
a
They still
similar
do those.
experience, yeah.
Yeah,
I went,
I've been to quite a few of those.
I actually like those. Those aren't too bad.
yeah, I went to one. I had a really good time. Saw Spaceballs, I think it was.
I can't pay attention to those at all. Every time I've gone, I can't
Really?
pay attention.
I think we
to the
watched
movie.
a
There's too many
shot.
people around.
Yeah, a lot
There are
of
dogs running
distractions.
around. People are talking.
I mean,
everyone's
there's yeah.
fucking.
It was hard to
You're
hear.
too in close proximity with people in those.
All right.
And it's not like a real movie setting, so people aren't trying to be quiet.
No, that's true.
Texting and
Yeah,
Jeez.
their children are
People,
yelling.
what do they think this is? A park?
Yeah.
Right?
What the?
Like, pay attention to that. Well, usually when I go, it's like the classic movies they'll do, and then
Yeah,
there's
that's
like a lot
always
of
best
older
movies.
people that come out and
Yeah.
bring like blankets and stuff. I think we
Right.
went and saw Shot in the Dark, the Peter Sellers movie. There's like one lady who was just howling with laughter. I'm like, it's funny, but it's all right.
That
Calm down.
funny.
Calm down.
Maybe she was a little drunk or
Eh.
high. You never know.
Drunk or high, maybe.
Yeah.
I guess.
Do you want to know the history of drive-ins, where they came from?
Yeah, that's why I'm on this podcast.
I mean, they don't just grow out of the ground.
If you plant a movie and you water it daily, eventually it'll turn into a giant screen.
Yep.
Yeah.
Any type of movie, DVD, VHS. I imagine.
I think it's a
probably
VHS actually.
not film.
What? No, like a film reel.
Yep.
If you have the whole reel, but you have to splice it together before you plant it.
Okay.
If you just plant like a trailer, it's not gonna work.
It
just doesn't
You'll
work.
just get
be a
the
little,
trailer.
it'll just be a little screen.
Yeah, it's just you got a 37-inch or whatever.
Maybe
the
that's
most.
where the statistic of half a theater.
That's what it is. Yeah, only half a theater, and then it grows lopsided too.
Accumulation of
Unless you tie a rope to it and attach it to something more sturdy.
follows the sun.
Yeah. It grows like in an S shape.
Jesus. Okay, well, I'll tell you the history.
Okay.
Oh, so we're going to get into the real stuff.
Facts.
So this guy named Richard Hollingshead. Yep.
Said.
I swear you just make up these names
Yep.
on all these podcasts.
Did they call him?
Dick.
Did they abbreviate it to
Dickhead.
Dickhead.
Poor guy. I wonder if in 1933 they joked about his name being Dickhead. Probably not.
Was Dick, I don't think I mean, Dick was a detective back in like the 40s and stuff like that.
Yeah, Dick Tracy.
Yeah. I think it was fine until like the 80s.
That's when people started being way too immature.
Yeah.
Them okay, boomer.
Yeah, that's what it was. Okay, dickhead. It's a lot worse than today.
So in 1933, he noticed a reoccurring problem with theaters. His mother simply was unable to find a comfortable way to sit in the seats that were provided by movie theaters at that time, but they loved the cinema. So he slowly started finding the best combination of elements for an outdoor movie viewing experience, ran into all these problems, but in May of 1933, he received a patent and opened his first theater.
Nice.
And it was all because the love for his mother.
That's so nice.
Wanted to find a way for her to be comfortable and watch movies.
I mean, you gotta kind of that's what it is now. You go to a movie theater, people want to lay you down. They have all those like recliners now.
There are now
every
movie
theater.
theaters that have beds in them
Yeah.
in some places.
One of the
How
last
do you
times
not
I
fall
went to a
asleep?
theater, I guess it had heated seats and I didn't know it.
Yeah.
Like I'm
My ass
sitting there,
is
I guess
hot.
I bumped it and I'm like sitting there, I'm starting to sweat. I'm like, man, I'm hot.
Was it Sundial?
It may have been.
Yeah,
I
they
think it
got
was when I went to
the
see the Joker.
They had
heated.
heated seats.
They have heated recliners. Yeah.
And I'm like, am I getting sick? Do I have a fever? Like, why am I so uncomfortably hot?
I thought about that. I was like, I wonder how often that happens. People are just like, what? Especially here in Florida. Like, why are there heated seats?
Yeah, it's cold 2 weeks out of the year.
It was cold more than 2 weeks this year.
All right, 3.
3 weeks.
Yeah, yeah, that's it.
2 weeks and 2 days.
Yep. No,
But-
that's nice.
Yeah.
I mean, they are kind of dying out. I think people.
They were big for a little while, though.
Yeah, I mean that was like a '50s thing, like going to the drive-in, going to the hamburger
Going
shack,
to
and then
the
going to
drive-in.
the drive-in right after. That was like a date. That was a good date
It
back
was a
then.
good date.
Get some shakes and a hamburger from the ladies on the roller skates, and then you head over to. All my knowledge of the '50s comes from Happy Days and
Yeah,
American
right?
Graffiti. Yeah. Anything with Ron Howard, really. But yeah, I just think that eventually they're gonna pretty much be they're gonna die out. There still might be like a few that like remain because they're historic,
Right.
But it's like the Tampa Theater has kind of remained. It's not an outdoor theater, but like it's like nonprofit, so maybe something like that will happen to some of the drive-ins.
Probably. There's always going to be some.
I think a lot of them died out because sound quality. Like there's
Sound quality's
there's
not
no
good.
surround. So
Right.
if you were just using it like with the can,
It's like,
just mono through the driver's side door,
yeah.
and that's it. I think really it was big blockbuster. Spielberg killed the drive-in movie theater.
Yep.
Yeah, Jurassic Park
Yeah.
was the first Dolby Digital, and I remember it wasn't good sounding. Like it didn't sound that great on the drive-in.
Yeah. Oh well.
Cool.
Cool.
So how do we celebrate this day? Go to a drive-in?
Yeah, go to
If you live close to one.
support your local drive-in.
Yeah. Go there, sneak some kids in.
And
your
if-
kids.
Yeah, and if you can't, watch a movie that has a drive-in in it,
That's true.
Like Twister.
like Twister.
Twist, yeah. Or scary stories to tell in the dark.
Don't
But
watch
choose
that one.
Pee-wee's Big
Twister
Adventure.
or Pee-wee's. Those are the top 3 drive-in films.
Back to the Future 3. There's not an actual movie playing, but that's where he takes off.
Oh, is it?
Where he goes back to
And
1885 is at a drive-in movie theater in the desert.
in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I think Brad Pitt drives behind a drive-in theater. That's where he lives in his trailer. or
Oh
whatever.
yeah, that's right.
Yeah. Anybody else? Do we have any other drive-in films that we can think of?
Nothing comes to mind.
Nope.
Yeah.
I can't think of any right now.
All right.
I tried to Google it, but all it's bringing up is
Actual
actual
drive-in
drive-in
theaters.
theaters.
Yeah. Shocking.
So much for that. So, do we celebrate this holiday with a cake?
I say bring it with you.
Yeah, that's one of the joys of driving movies is you can pack your own snacks.
That's true. You bring your own food.
You
and
bring your own
everything.
cake.
Yeah.
You don't have to pay
It seems
$30
like a
for
messy drive-in movie.
No, you bring some
Snack.
blanket. You get in that big white van of yours. You drive down
Because I
there.
have a
You,
big
you open
white
the
vape
back.
van.
It says free candy on the side, I think.
Yeah.
Then you open up
Free
the back
cake.
doors, and then you just watch the movie. You lay out some blankets, and you slice up some cake.
Mm-hmm.
And
Just
you
get those
enjoy-
tiny Publix cakes.
Yeah, that's true. Greenwise, pretty good. Not a sponsor, but I'll still plug them. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
Cool.
All right. Well, I think that's it for Drive-In Movie Day.
Thanks for joining us again, guys.
Yeah.
Fun, as always.
Woohoo!
Ow!
All right, we'll catch you guys tomorrow.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for having me.
This has been a Seven Lamb production.